Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're all very welcome to the membership conferring ceremony here today at our home on Kildare Street. Welcome to all our new members and their guests. This week we'll confer 285 new members from 23 different countries. We're delighted to meet you all here today. This building captures and nurtures our heritage. Our Heritage Centre has attained museum status, an award that recognises our dedication to caring for our collections to the highest standards. We have ambitious plans to grow our museum and to open our rich heritage and medical history increasingly to the public and a wider audience. All around you there are portraits, sculptures and items that reflect our central role in the history of medicine in Ireland and indeed abroad. Today you join their ranks and you join all of us on your lifelong journey and career through medicine. This is an exciting moment in your careers and one that you have earned through your hard work, determination and dedication, as well as the support of those around you. So well done to everybody. And now, before declaring the ceremony of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland open, may I introduce the platform party. We have Dr. Rory Doyle, who's the RCPI Training Committee of Paediatrics Representatives, Dr. John Fitzsimons, Vice Dean of the Faculty of Paediatrics, Professor Mary Higgins, Treasurer of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland, Dr. Jim O'Shea, President of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland, Mr. Dennis Galvin, our Mace Bearer, and I'm Professor Michael Keane, the Registrar of the College. This is a meeting of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland for the purpose of conferring membership, which I now declare open. With your permission, President, I'll now proceed with the conferring ceremony.
Please proceed, Michael.
Before we formally admit you all as members, I now call on Dr. Rory Doyle, RCPI Trainees Committee Paediatrics Representative, to say a few words.
Thank you, President, fellows, members. As Paediatrics representative of the Trainees Committee of the RCPI, it is my honour, my privilege and my duty to represent you and to work on your behalf within the College to improve the quality of our medical education and of the training we receive. I am sincerely delighted to be here in person today to extend my heartfelt congratulations on your remarkable accomplishment of achieving membership of this college. It was not long ago that I was sitting at your place, and it is still fresh in my memory the number of hours and months and years of hard work and effort to reach this goal. The efforts you put into your life, all the sacrifices you made today has paid off, and you should be proud of yourself and of your accomplishments. As members of the RCPI, you have distinguished yourself as the brightest and best physicians of your generation. You stand apart as the group of doctors who will lead the profession for the generation to come. Your graduation today leads you one step closer to specialisation in your field of interest and towards being a leader within our healthcare service, and marks a significant milestone in your career progression and your success. Today must be a joyful day, a day of celebration to be shared with you, your family, friends and peer fellows. But please remember, this is not just an end, it is a turning point. From now on, you will have a shared responsibility in shaping our profession, deciding its evolution and supporting and being the active creator of all the necessary progress to serve at the best of our possibilities this country and all the needs of the citizens at the most vulnerable points in their lives. You will have the moral duty to put the talents and skills you have proven through many challenges and adversity to teach and to guide your junior colleagues and to ensure they achieve and maintain the same high standards of clinical and academic excellence that you yourselves have demonstrated. In this room, we all know these exams aren't easy, and many of us were tested to our very limit, but they are a goal worth achieving, so please guide your fellow doctors to the same success you now so deservedly enjoy. I'm delighted to see that so many of you have friends and family members here today. The support of your beloved ones has got you here in no small measure, and sharing and rejoicing with you and for you for your success in this highest form is the highest form of love and, yes, of teamwork. Finally, now that the exams are over, you no doubt have more spare time on your hands. I would suggest you use this period to take stock of your achievement and to think what direction you would like your career to take. With that extra bit of time you have, I'd also invite you and encourage you to join us in the Trainees Committee in working with RCPI to bring about positive changes that will benefit you and benefit the doctors who follow in your footsteps. I'm sure over your engagement so far with the college, you've all seen what works well, but also the things that we could do better. Now that you have both the insight and authority to make a change, I really urge you all to work with me to keep making this college a better and better place for trainees, so we can be proud to be members of this noble institution, proud of the fact that we can be part of receiving and providing world-class medical training, proud of the fact that we will always strive for better, and proud of the fact that we in this room are constantly working to safeguard the healthcare of the people of Ireland. Congratulations once again, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Rory. I'll now ask all the licentiates and members-elect to stand and to read with me the declaration for membership, which can be found in your booklet. Okay, so we'll read this together. I do hereby solemnly and sincerely promise that I will observe and obey the statutes, bylaws and regulations of this college relating to members, and will submit to such penalties as may be lawfully imposed for any neglect or infringement of them, including the erasure of my name from the list of members and the surrender of my diploma of membership received from the college. I further promise and declare that I will do, to the best of my ability, do all things in the practice of my profession for the honour of the college and the good of the public. I further promise and declare that I will not keep open shop for the sale of medicines, or endeavour to obtain practice or to attract public notice by any unworthy means. Nor will I either permit or sanction the use of my name by any other person for such purpose, or in connection with any secret remedy. And in case of any doubt relative to the true meaning of this engagement, I promise to submit to the judgment of the college. I now call upon the President, Dr. Dermot O'Shea, to formally admit the new licentiates and members-elect collectively to membership of the college.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as President, I hereby admit you individually and collectively as licentiates and members of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. Congratulations to each of you.
Congratulations to our new members. You may all be seated. And I will now ask each new member to come forward and receive your parchment as your name is called. Abu Bakr Mamoon Mohammed Ahmed, General Medicine. Abdullah Amin, General Medicine. Mohammed Khalil Asraf, General Medicine. Ali Sibtain Azhar, General Medicine. Zelmarie Rihanna Bessalar, General Medicine. Christina Casey, General Medicine. Kathleen Courtney, General Medicine. Daniel Fitzpatrick, General Medicine. Ahmed Hassan, General Medicine. Mohammed Ilyas, General Medicine. Mohammed Ayaz Janjua, General Medicine. Joseph Kearns, General Medicine. Elliot Curran, General Medicine. Cian Lawton, General Medicine. Eo Lickley, General Medicine. Madalena Lefter, General Medicine. Isabel Marin, General Medicine. Lucy Ann Maguire, General Medicine. Sarah Mohammed Al Rashid, General Medicine. Marouk Monem, General Medicine. That's Marouk, yes? No? Marouk Monem, yes. There we go. Oh, yeah. Matthew Joseph Moran, General Medicine. Mohammed Hanzala, General Medicine. Conor Neary, General Medicine. Etain O'Brien, General Medicine. Osama Abdallah Siddiqma Ahmed Osman, General Medicine. Kastur Puspalingam, General Medicine. Akshay Ravi, General Medicine. Kate Ryan, General Medicine. Badr Sharif Hassan Saad, General Medicine. Padraig Scully, General Medicine. Dylan Shannon, General Medicine. Joseph Taylor, General Medicine. Marianne Sanoff, General Medicine. Ahmad Abdallah Zarouk Yusuf, General Medicine. Fatima Alea, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Iman Farouk Ahmad El Abbas, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Nessa Hughes, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Hayley Jackson, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Claire McBride, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Shifra Mar, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Goura Mahmood, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Laim Sultan Qasim Saeed, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Emma Shanley, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Fatima Umber, Obstetrics and Gynecology. James Austin Walsh, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Mohammed Asif, Pediatrics. Umar Saeed, Pediatrics. Aiden Khalid Shah, Pediatrics. Mohammed Awais Zafar, Pediatrics. Hira Zahid, Pediatrics. The following candidates are being conferred in absentia: Shahzad Aslam, General Medicine; Mahmoud Qasim; Mahmoud Bakir, General Medicine; Han Bing Chow, General Medicine; Abdul Salam Arus Hafiz Albana, General Medicine; Najila Etam Muhammad Elzain, General Medicine; Izian Saleha Binti Ibrahim, General Medicine; Akmar Ijaz, General Medicine; Manar Muhammad Ahmed Asal, Obstetrics and Gynecology; Preeti Balan, Obstetrics and Gynecology; Pooja Ashish Batham, Obstetrics and Gynecology; Kusara Banu, Obstetrics and Gynecology; Harim Binti Qasim, Obstetrics and Gynecology; Mavish Chowdhury, Obstetrics and Gynecology; Huma Chowdhury, Obstetrics and Gynecology; Fauzia Dilshad, Obstetrics and Gynecology; Dina Abdul Malim Muhammad Hussain, Obstetrics and Gynecology; Tabasun Fakarullah Hashmi, Obstetrics and Gynecology; Asma Ghani, Obstetrics and Gynecology; Shanza Umar Hadir, Obstetrics and Gynecology; Hind Altayab Osman Hajali, Obstetrics and Gynecology; Sovia Hanif, Obstetrics and Gynecology; Maya Hariharan, Pediatrics; and Annalise Hulk, Pediatrics. So a round of applause for all our new members. And I now call on one of our new members, Fatima Umbar, to address you on behalf of the College.
Thank you, President, fellows, and members. It is a real honor to be here with you all today, celebrating both a remarkable achievement and an important milestone. Events like this often become a long roll call of thank yous, but it is only right that we pause and acknowledge those who brought us to this point. First, to the college and to the fellows and members with whom we train and work. They are our registrars, SPRs, and consultants. They're the people who guided us from the moment we set foot in the hospital as students, through preparation for exams, and who will continue to support us in the years ahead. To our patients, many of us will remember during our clinical training the experience of going from bed to bed in search of patients who could help us prepare for our exams. These patients, often tired and unwell, nonetheless shared their stories, allowed themselves to be examined and re-examined, and did so with generosity and patience, rarely asking aloud why their doctors still seemed to be doing their exams. To our families and friends, the life of an NCHT is unpredictable and exhausting at times. We move from job to job and hospital to hospital, but our supporters remain the constant, offering encouragement, understanding, and occasional reminder to keep going, even when it felt that the exams might never end. And to each other, our colleagues and our fellow members, it has been together that we have reached this day. Whether it was a shared coffee at 4 a.m. in the rest, an extra set of hands for a difficult cannula, or working through the latest guidelines late into the night, this was a collective journey. We revised together, tested one another, and pushed one another forward. And today's success is truly shared. Today is not only a moment of celebration, but also of reflection on the careers that we have begun and on the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. The health service is under immense strain, and it is natural at times to feel disheartened. Yet we must also remember the immense privilege that we hold to care for our patients, to be trusted with their stories and health, to shape our specialties, and to guide those who come after us. We stand at a point where we'll soon become senior members of our teams, with the responsibility and privilege of teaching, training, and upholding the values and standards that has defined this college for more than 360 years. The college is its members. It belongs to us, and we to it. I'm proud to join you all as a member today, and I look forward to working with you all in the years ahead, safeguarding together the health of the people of Ireland. Congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you, Fatima. I now call on the President, Dr. Dermot O'Shea, to address you.
You're all really welcome here to Fáilte Mór Roth and Seog the Coláiste Riga License here. And I guess, so in case I lose my thread, just listening to what both Rory and Fatima said there are themes in what they've said. They've talked about shared success, encouraging and supporting each other, opportunities that lie ahead. And Fatima, you said the college is its members. Yeah, and for me, that's probably the kernel piece of what I'm going to say a little bit about now. I'm a geriatrician and a general physician, and it's my privilege to be president of this college and welcome each of you here this evening, and your family and friends. And last week in the college, we had Mary Robinson here, who became the 9th recipient of our Stern Medal. And John Stern is the man sitting in the picture in the middle there, and he founded this college when he was 30 in 1654. Now, Mary Robinson is a trailblazing pioneer, an intellectually gifted lady, an inspiring and brave person who embodies the qualities we need to see in leaders in all aspects of society today. And while to many of us she needs very little introduction, to those of you who are part of our global community of nearly 14,000 doctors around the world and many other healthcare professionals, she is, among many other things, the epitome of a role model and leader, truly leading by example. And she gave us an interview last week that will be broadcast in the colleges in October the 16th, which is our Luke's Day, and will then go up on the website. And I would encourage you to look at it in your own time when it goes up. But among other things, she reminded me in this building that it's our ancestral home. And when you were out in the Graves Hall, and when you're here in the Corrigan Hall, you were surrounded by giants of Irish and international medicine, people like Dominic Corrigan, Robert Graves, Kathleen Lynn, Dorothy Stopper Price. And like you, like they did, and like Mary Robinson did, they travelled. And they practiced medicine in eras of war, famine, and pandemics, and change. And actually, if you think about our own recent history, we only left our famine behind 125, 130 years ago, and our own civil war. And what Mary Robinson reminded me last week of was that sadly, some things are constants over the centuries and around the world. And would it be that humanitarian crises were a thing of the past? Healthcare should never be a casualty of war, famine, or pandemics. And we know that many of our colleagues, families, and friends have been directly impacted by the ongoing conflicts and famine in their own home countries. The loss of medical infrastructure, the targeted attacks of healthcare workers, the suffering endured by innocent children, women, and men around the world weigh heavily on all of us, and one can often feel very helpless. And indeed, you know, in our own country, we are known as an inclusive, welcoming country that treats people with respect and dignity. So it should go without saying that our support for our own international healthcare colleagues and doctors who work around Ireland is essential and unconditional as well. So as a college, there's an awful lot that we're doing and continue to do on the advocacy and support front. But for today, our thoughts are with all of those who face life bravely, but with fear, terror, and devastation in their midst on a daily basis. And along with the many other things we do in our college, and we do a lot, I invite you to join in a moment of reflective silence on your big day, but in support and in solidarity with each of those affected around the world. So we might pause for a little while. Thank you. That was a very respectful silence. As I said, I'm a geriatrician and a general physician, and over the course of my career, the day that I got my membership is still a day that really stands out for me. I remember it with pride. I remember thinking I was done with exams. I did feel I had to nail my colours to the mast and wondered in what direction my career would go, but it now became my choice. But I also remember how proud my own parents were and how delighted they were to be with me that day at the conferring ceremony in the building. So while today absolutely is about you, and both Rory and Fatima mentioned this, it's also about those who've supported you along the way, whoever they are and wherever they are now. Today also marks a very big milestone that's, as Fatima said, hard-earned, and Rory said this too, an achievement to celebrate, and that's why we're here today. In a very real and positive way, sustaining your passion, your enthusiasm and your interest in medicine throughout your career, in addition to your own well-being, is going to be a really important part of your success. It will be your connection. This goes back to something Fatima said, the members is the college, you are the college. It will be your connection with each other, with your colleagues, and with this college, and how you avail of the structured training and continuous professional development. I suppose not how we, because it is a lifelong learning I was going to say condition, a lifelong learning job, that will empower and sustain you over the 40 years of your career and more. This is our professional home, founded by that gentleman, John Stern, at the age of 30. And when he founded the college, he founded it to do three things: to improve the training of doctors, to improve patient care, and as a place for people to meet. And they're very still quite reflective of the values we hold and the things we do within the college. We are now the largest and oldest postgraduate training body in Ireland, with 6 postgraduate training bodies under our roof: paediatrics, obstetrics and gynecology, occupational medicine, pathology, public health, and the Institute of Medicine. And you'll have heard today that over 285 people from around 23 countries are added to the 14,000 global people and doctors we have around the world. And I think that we underestimate the impact that we make both here and globally. Practicing medicine in a changing world and modern medicine in a modern world is not without challenges. And it is important that we protect and champion both core lice, which is the science of medicine, and coram lice, which is the care in medicine. And they're essentially two sides of the same coin. And if you weave into the fabric of your practice core values, and I'm sure you can list off a number that I won't include here, but compassion, openness, kindness, empathy, and understanding for your patient and each other, you will empower yourself to make an important difference to the health and well-being of your patients, to the healthcare system you work in, and as importantly to yourselves. And they're values that can't be replaced by a computer or technology. You are the future clinicians and leaders who will shape healthcare service delivery over the next years and decades. So, as Fatima and Rory asked you, be an active contributor, be part of the solution, become involved in the college and in the trainees committee. Mary Robinson reminded me of this last week, that medicine and lots of things are about leadership. And you might wonder what you can do to foster and be part of that growing movement globally. Well, you can make decisions. You can decide to be considerate, collaborative and collegial with the people in the teams you are in and the teams that you lead. You do need to understand and accept that setbacks and disappointments happen along the road of a career, be it exams, interviews, sometimes even patient outcomes. But understanding too that reviewing, processing and learning from that experience makes you a better person, and a better doctor is very important. I was told by a patient once that you should adopt curiosity as your prevailing attitude to the world. It's a lovely line. It's a hard thing to do, but you need to stay curious about yourself, your patients and those around you, and never underestimate the impact that one individual can make. It should go without saying, but has to be said, that you do have a duty to look after yourself and those around you. So do focus on your own personal health and well-being, and don't be afraid to put yourself first occasionally. And then another thing a lady said to me, and I'm sure I've said this to some of you because I know some of you and I've worked with some of you, but she said to me, look after your own career. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. And I've often reflected on that, and sometimes I don't think I have any control over my career, and sometimes I think I have a bit of control, but you do need to keep thinking about how you move your own career on. So a bit like what Fatima said and what Rory said, my invitation to you is look after yourself and your own career. Equip yourself with the skills that will empower you to lead progress in healthcare and patient care, as well as being involved in training the next generation of doctors who'll take on that baton. It is really important. That's what we're all doing here. That's what people on the platform party and the different institutes and faculties are doing. Because if you don't do it, who are you expecting to do it for you? And that's why it's so important, if you're not doing it and you're not happy to step into leadership roles, at least support the people who are doing that constructively, who are, because they're trying to move things on in the profession. And I think remember that we build on the shoulders of giants. And I'm reminded every single time I walk into this building, I see something different in a statue or in a portrait or in a story behind one of the portraits. So there's a guy sitting out in the Graves Hall called Samuel Gordon, and he was a man who in 1877 changed the act that allowed women practice medicine in this country. And that was the 1877, the Enabling Act. Now, interestingly, and I always wonder, I don't know if we know what conflicts of interest are, or what the word means, he had 9 daughters. That must have had some influence on what he was doing, you would think. But, the other lady out there is a lady called Kathleen Lynn. And Kathleen Lynn was a suffragette, a politician, a nationalist, a really remarkable lady who played a huge part in the Civil War. But when she finished that episode in her career, she channeled her energies into the paediatric world. But she lived by the credo of be brave, be different, challenge conventional wisdom, but above all collaborate. So it comes back to the theme of what we should all be doing, collegiality, collaboration. And the other thing she demonstrated was the huge positive effect one individual person can have. One person can make a big difference. One person can positively affect a team and a culture within the group. And if you leave today and enjoy the celebrations and enjoy your evening dinner tonight with family and friends, if each of you is that person, that ripple out effect that positivity and that encouragement will have will be enormous, and that will be positive change. So after all that philosophizing, I have a few thank yous to do. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the Platform Party who've taken time out of their busy day to be here and celebrate today with you. It just shows how important we know this ceremony is. I'd also like to thank the examiners and the boards who lead them, including Ono Coron in paediatrics, Mary Higgins in obstetrics, who's now our treasurer, sitting there, Vera Keatings in the Institute of Medicine, and Dara Wheel and Louise Goyette, Dermot Bernock, and Marissa Prendergast. They're all part of the college staff. We've over 170 people that are involved in training and watching and helping us with our continuous professional development over the years. They're dedicated, they're professional, and they're always committed to the college's aims and aspirations. So I particularly, on behalf of the new members and fellows sitting in the room here or standing with Gabriella, Isabella, Emma and Dennis, who's seated, on behalf of us, and I'd like to thank them and the CEO. Sincere thank you, guys. It's clearly a pleasure to extend a Céad Míle Fáilte to the guests and members who are sitting at the back of the room today. And I know a number of you have travelled big distances to be here today. We absolutely know that our new members would not be here today without you and your support. So on behalf of the group sitting here in the front, and all of us here, and from me as president and the officers of the college, a sincere thank you for all of your support over their years to date. At our core, the Royal College of Physicians provides the highest standard and quality of training, lifelong education, learning and advocacy across 40 years or so of your careers. And this translates into the best quality of care for your patients. The future of the college depends on you. As the years fly by, and they do fly by, I can't believe I'm standing up here nearly 36 or 35 years after I got my membership. The college will always be a reference point for your continued professional excellence as you deliver care to the patients you look after and lead healthcare delivery. You never stop learning. Over the course of your career, as you bring honour to yourself, as you bring honour to your families, as you bring honour to our profession, I sincerely hope that you fulfil all your own dreams and ambitions. My congratulations to each and every one of you in getting your membership. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll hand you back tomorrow.
Thank you, President. That completes the conferring ceremony for membership. We would ask guests to remain here in the Corrigan Hall while the group photograph for new members takes place in the main entrance hall, and then a reception will follow the group photograph in the Graves Hall.